V'samachta b'chagecha. Sukkot is upon us, this time of rejoicing in your holiday. It says in the Mishnah, Mishalo ra simchas beis shoeva, someone who did not see the water libation ceremony, lo ra simcha miyamav. That person never saw happiness in their whole life. That is a very strong statement from the Mishnah. Not only that, but to compound the question, the Mishnah refers to the water libation ceremony as the chalil, the flute. The way it worked was that they would take a kli, a vessel, and they would pour water into it, and they would have all this pomp and circumstance. They'd be juggling a fire, and there'd be music, and they'd bring that water to the altar, the mizbeach, and they'd pour it on as the nisach hamayim, the water libation. But the question is, of all the different instruments to encapsulate what the Simchas Beis Shoeva was, why do they call it the chalil, the flute? They could have called it the lyre, the harp. There are other instruments that are being played. Why call it the chalil? So to answer this question, we have to look at the schach. The schach, which is the psoles, the leftovers. It's the leftover grain, the leftover vines that you throw on top of your sukkah. That's the schach, that's the mitzvah. And what that teaches us, that the psoles, those leftovers, those processes in life, you can serve God with those processes. And you have to be able to find happiness in the processes of life. See, all of life is not just the wedding, not just the graduation. Most of life is the processes to get to that place. Most of life is not the end, but the means. And you have to be able to find simcha, happiness, in the process. When you play a flute, you breathe out and you make music through the breath out. You might think, oh, the main reason why I'm breathing is the breath in. But no, the flute teaches us you can make music. You can make music by the psoles, that breath that goes out. And that's why that notion encapsulates what the Simchas Beis Shoeva was all about. Because the water libation was a celebration not of the actual pouring the water on the Mizbeach, but was the process of walking that water to the Mizbeach. And it's celebrating the process. And when you celebrate the process, you can have happiness. And if you don't celebrate the process of life, then maybe you will never find happiness in your whole life. You can live to wait, or you can wait to live, or you can live right now. And if you're able to celebrate in the moments, in those day-to-day occurrences, in the schach, in just the processes of life, then you could be able to experience simcha your whole life. We should rejoice in this Sukkot. Chag Sameach.